Hoi Alamal. So we are at a new location today. We are in the library, and I just wanted to share some tips and tricks for those who are currently studying for the Inburgering exam. So this is for the Dutch integration exam, level A2. I did these exams earlier this year and was able to pass them. And it took me about 9 months of self-studying. And I was very, 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 very grateful for the Facebook group that I joined. Everybody there was super helpful in terms of sharing feedback on how they studied for exams and everything that helped them along the way. So I figured I want to do the same. So stay tuned. For me, one of the places I loved studying at was in the library because it offers so many free resources in terms of language books and also depending on your level. So I love just going there, picking up different types of books and reading them. And also it's such a nice change of environment when you're tired of studying at home. I recommend going to the library and just vibing. You just need to practice speaking on your own. If you don't have a teacher, I did not have a teacher or a tutor. I was just like, I'm going to do this on my own. I just did not have the time nor the patience. So yeah, so just take a book, whatever resource, and just start speaking simple sentences, okay? So another tip that I have for you is to schedule study time, whether that's daily or weekly. Just make sure you schedule at least 1 hour to study. I think that's really good, and you will have more focus and you'll make a lot of progress in your studies, okay? Okay, so another tip which really helped me, if you're in the Netherlands, depending on what type of organization you work for, a lot of organizations have a budget for professional development, including learning Dutch. So I requested that from my company and also requested time off. So I took Friday afternoons to focus on learning Dutch. And I think they will also be able to reimburse any courses that I signed up for. So if you are attending classes that you're paying for, maybe you can talk to your company and maybe they will offer some type of reimbursement. So for the writing exam, you need to learn as many words and vocabulary as possible at A2 level and write everything down. Even if you're making mistakes, that is the only way to learn. I cannot tell you how many books I used up. It's very quiet today, actually. I'm not really sure why. Maybe because it's Friday and all the kids at home, but normally it's quite loud. So unless you find like a quiet area, just beware. Or maybe in your library you have more space. But so I grabbed a couple of books, just like some random books. So this one is for speaking. This is I think it's about like a hotel. And yeah, just take books that are according to the level of Dutch that you should be studying. So for me, it was A2. So what I usually did was just grab a bunch of books, and the one that I saw that was grabbing my attention is what I used to study. And if you're a member of the library, then you can always just check it out. What is the check it out? I don't know, but I'm not a member. Actually, I should be. So I just spent time in the library, also because it was a nice way to just leave home and find a nice study place. But actually, the book I wanted to recommend, unfortunately, is not available, but it was a fantastic book. It was by Apple. I will include like a photo in the video. Yeah, so I love the library. Try and enjoy the process. I know that learning a language is difficult, but just consider this a new challenge and a step closer to integrating into a new culture. Okay, so we're back home from, I can't talk today. It's Friday. My brain gone until Monday. So you're probably wondering, oh my goodness, how am I going to start with these exams? Where do I start? Which exam should I start with? Calm down, do not panic. For me, so what helped was I first joined this Facebook group in the Netherlands. So this group focuses on the integration exams. It's really, really nice. People are really helpful. They share resources and tips and tricks. Okay, I don't know if there are any tricks. Aww. But for me, initially when I was studying, I figured that the reading exam would be much easier, so I started with that. So my strategy was to pre-register for the exam. So what I found helpful for myself was to organize my study according to the exam type. So we have, I think, 5 different types of exams depending on which exam you have to take. I took the A2 exam, so I had the listening, reading, speaking, writing, and the Dutch labor market. If you have been working in the Netherlands for at least 6 months, you can ask for an exception for the Dutch labor market exam. So the other exams, I figured that the first one I should take is the reading exam, because for me, I found it easier. So that's how I structured my studies. So I pre-registered for each exam and gave myself 2 months leading up to the day of the exam to study. So I started with the reading exam, followed by the Dutch society exam, the KNM, because it involves a lot of reading anyway. So I figured it's the next logical step. And then followed by the listening exam, the writing exam, and then finally the speaking exam, because those were the most challenging ones. So for me, that was a good way for me not to feel overwhelmed. I've seen that people who actually just do all the exams in one day. Power to you. I don't know how you get that motivation and that energy. But for me, I would recommend taking the exam on different dates. So whatever works for you, just do it. Don't feel overwhelmed. I think if you plan your studies and you give yourself, I don't know, like a year, you have to give yourself an achievable timeline. You know, don't, I don't know, suddenly think that, oh my goodness, I can pass this exam in 3 months. I mean, unless you've already been in the country, you're already speaking, and you just need the exam to just like certify that you are knowledge, you have sufficient Dutch knowledge, then do it. But if you're a beginner, you know, pace yourself. Start slowly. Start by learning through Duolingo. That's what I did. And every day, could be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Just learn something every day. Okay? You can do it. You can do it. I believe in you. If I can do it, and I am not, I like languages, but my brain does not like to learn languages. So if I can do it, you can do it.